Welcome back to All In Sports Talk. I'm your host Mario. Some big matchups in European soccer this weekend. Let's start off in La Liga in Spain. Some major blowouts here. First, Atletico de Madrid took on Granada, thrashing them 7-1 with a hat-trick from the Belgian youngster Carrasco. Also, Champions League winners Real Madrid took on Real Betis, beating them 6-1 with a brace from the midfielder Isco, finally getting some playing time and showing his abilities on the pitch. Barcelona took on Deportivo, shutting them out 4-0 with a brace from Rafinha. And Sevilla take on Leganés in a 3-2 thriller, with Sevilla scoring late in the game in the 85th minute to take the lead and take the 3 points. In England, Chelsea took on European champions, English champions Leicester City, shutting them out 3-0. Also, Arsenal took on Swansea in a 5-goal thriller, beating them 3-2 with a brace from Theo Walcott. Manchester City took on Everton, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Also, Tottenham took on West Brom, which also ended in a 1-1 draw. Some interesting matchups in the Barclays Premier League. And in Italy, some upsets here. Roma took on Napoli, beating them 3-1 with a brace from Dzeko. Napoli haven't been looking great as of late. Inter just took second place in Serie A, and Napoli have dropped to third. Also, the leaders and defending champions Juventus yesterday took on Udinese, beating them 2-1 with a brace from the Argentinian youngster, Wonder Boy, whatever you want to call him, Paulo Dybala, with an amazing free kick goal. It was like a Pirlo or a Del Piero free kick. And this morning, Cagliari upset Inter, beating them 2-1. I said it from last week that this was going to be a match to watch. You know, two teams that are mid-table. And, Inter fighting for a European spot. Cagliari's fighting to stay alive, so it's a big 3 points for them. And Lazio Bologna ended in a 1-1 draw with a late goal from Ciro Immobile, tied the game, penalty shot in injury time. Now we'll take you over to Akeem.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday, and welcome to another segment of the All In Sports Talk YouTube channel. I'm your host, A. Rich. Akeem Richens. I am also the host of the Everything Sports podcast that comes on each and every Monday night. So please continue to subscribe, continue to tune in to the All In Sports Talk YouTube channel as well as our app. We are constantly giving you good, knowledgeable information. We have a bunch of hosts that is very good at what they do. So listen to us Monday through Sunday as we continue to build this brand. Now, I know everybody's excited and waiting for the football games today. It is Football Sunday. But before I get into that, we have to discuss some college football. College football, I've been limited in my discussions and my podcast, as well as the All In Sports Talk YouTube channel. I've been very limited, so as the season goes along, I will further indulge into the beautiful game of college football. And yesterday, we got to see more dominance from the Alabama Crimson Tide. So I have to salute Nick Saban and what he's been able to do, how he's been able to dominate since he left the Miami Dolphins in the NFL. That short tenure, he realized rather quickly that wasn't his calling, and college football coaching was definitely his way to go. So Nick Saban, 10 straight victories over the Tennessee Volunteers. I thought the game would have been more competitive. Tennessee is 9th ranked in the country. Tennessee is at home. Tennessee is excited to be on the map, rated as a top 10 team. It's been a long time coming for the Volunteers. I don't want to say since Peyton Manning, because that's been a long time ago, but it's been a long time coming since the Volunteers was top 10 in college football. So I expected a better performance from that organization, from that college. But Nick Saban and his dominance and what he's able to do, beat you in all three phases of the game, is nothing short of remarkable. So I have to salute Nick Saban. I have to salute the Crimson Tide, because they are definitely the number one ranked team in the country. I don't even see a number 2 ranked team in the country right now. 1 and 2 is too close right now with the way Alabama has been playing, because they're head and shoulders way above the rest. The Clemson Tigers, number 3 team in the country, had a scare. They should have lost yesterday. NC State at home. NC State field goal kicker missed a gimme, a 30-something yard field goal. And when you're in the 30-something yard field goal range, it should be a gimme to field goal kickers. I know NC State was having trouble. They was going back and forth with field goal kickers in the beginning of the season to yesterday. So I seen they had some trouble. But nevertheless, when you have a chance to take down a top 3 team in the country, you have to do so, and NC State failed to do so. But I gotta big up Clemson Tigers for capitalizing on NC State's mistakes and winning the ball game. That's what you do. If a team don't want to put you away, you gotta go and take it, and that's what the Tigers did, taking the victory in overtime. But I am worried about how they rank in the national spotlight. I would not put Clemson against Alabama Crimson Tide based on the performances I seen yesterday. So that's definitely something that we have to look out for. We have to watch. I want to see Clemson get better as the season moves forward. They had a high explosive, high octane offense coming into yesterday's game, and I've seen none of that against the Wolfpack at their homecoming. So that's definitely something to watch. One of the games I really wanted to keep a keen eye on is the Big Ten showdown between Ohio State and Wisconsin. Ohio State, TJ Barrett, they did what they had to do. They went in Wisconsin. They took care of business. It looked a little shaky in the first half, being down 16-6. But that Ohio State Buckeye team, that Ohio State Buckeye coaches, they kept their team under good pressure. They kept them composed. They kept them rejuvenated as they was down, and they came back and got a very, very tough, hard-fought victory in Wisconsin. Got to big up Ohio State and what they was able to do last night. And college football, I believe yesterday college football has officially arrived. College football has definitely officially arrived. We even saw the Houston and Tulsa game when Houston defenders stopped Tulsa's receive at the 1-inch line, winning the game. So we're going to definitely talk about college football within the next coming weeks in my podcast, the Everything Sports Podcast. Last but not least, basketball, like we all know, is definitely on the horizon, and it just hit me. Kevin Durant is on the Golden State Warriors. I know the trade just happened months ago, but it's now hitting me. Maybe because watching KD in a Golden State uniform, it's mind-boggling to see Steph Curry and Kevin Durant on the same team. And I seen Kevin Durant, he did a little Steph Curry move. He shot the 3. He ran away before the shot was even made. He's already into the flow of what they do in Golden State. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen, what franchise making moves, what franchise history making moves this team can accomplish this season, because this is definitely the team to beat. I don't even remember the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the championship after this trade. It's like it's oblivious right now. All I want to see is Golden State Warriors and what they can do. Speaking of the champions, J.R. Smith, 4 years, $57 million deal. Me personally, that's a little bit too rich for my blood for J.R. Smith. But we know how the NBA is spending money, and we know what they're doing, and they're just giving it away right now. So I got to big up J.R. Smith, even though I think it's too much. That's not my business. That's not my money. So I can't watch another individual's money. But that's a good move for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We didn't believe you when you signed Tony Douglas. We did not believe you. So good move. J.R. Smith back to Cleveland, and I'm all out of words now. I'm about to get my beers. I'm about to get my chips and my fish, and I'm going to get ready to watch the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers. Colin Kaepernick's first start. It should be an interesting one. I am worried being a Buffalo Bills fan, but we're going to see how this day transpires. I'm going to kick it back over. This is your boy A. Rich, Akeem Richens. I'll be here same time next week.
Welcome back to Hot Topic. Now, in Italy and Serie A, some of the owners are trying to get together to ban the ultras from the games, which, like they did in England a long time ago, I think it's a great idea. I don't understand how these ultras have more input than the owners do. Like, what have they contributed to the team? It's not like they invest in the team. I don't know how they have a say where who should be captain, who shouldn't be captain, who should be fired, who should be signed. They're fans. I think it's a great idea for the owners getting together and banning them from the games, because for a fan in Italy, you're even scared to go to the games, without a fight breaking out, or even if you were some of the players being worried if a firework's going to be thrown at you on the field. I hope they get rid of these fanatics, and at the end of the day, it's a game. It's not and these ultras turn into a war. So I hope they could get rid of them. It'll be better for the sport, and it's at the end of the day, it's world peace. All teams getting together from different parts in Europe or even the world. And it's just supposed to be a friendly game. At the end of the day, you don't see the players getting mad over it when they lose. They go to dinner, they carry on with their lives, and they play next week. It's not the end of the world. Also, former UFC light heavyweight champion Vitor Belfort this week has been rumored to retiring, but he has came out with a statement saying that the 39-year-old is not retiring. He's going to take some time off. He wants to find the fire again and continue to fight. This is my take. He's been fighting for 20 years, and then he's in a division where they're all young gorillas on the hunt to kill. His last two fights, they were bad losses. The Jacare beat him down. Gegard Mousasi 2 weeks ago beat him down. 39-year-old, 20 years in the sport, some bad knockouts too. I'm not, I don't like to say that he should retire. He's one of my all-time favorites in the UFC and MMA. But, I just don't think, especially with USADA coming in and, him being off the TRT, you could tell his body has changed. He's not the same Vitor from 5 years ago. And, there's been older fighters who have done great, like Randy Couture, Michael Bisping, he's the world champion, but him, I don't think he's got anymore. Even if he finds the fire again, that division is so stacked, and all the top 5 competitors are all young. They're either in their late 20s or in their early 30s. He's hitting 40, and his last 2 fights did not look good at all. Even if he comes back, who's he gonna fight? I don't know, man, because there's no way he thinks he could get a world title shot. He's already lost to some of the top 5. He lost to Jacare, who's in the top 4, top 3. Gegard Mousasi now is probably in the top 5 for sure. So I don't know what's left for him. I think he's one of the greats of all time. He should just go off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of his life. Also, some games to look forward to next week in Italy. Some major games. Torino take on Lazio. There's 2 derbies. The first one is a Genoa derby. Genoa take on rival Sampdoria, and the Giants of Europe clash on Saturday. Juventus against AC Milan. Some of my picks. I think Lazio Torino is going to be a draw, maybe 1-1. It's going to be a tough matchup. Lazio had a tough game today against Bologna, tying 1-1. Genoa Sampdoria, I don't know, give that one too. That one I cannot touch. I don't want to touch. If I have to, I would pick Genoa. And Juventus Milan, even though I'm a Milan fan, I just don't see that team beating Juventus. They're stacked on the bench. They're stacked on the field. They got good chemistry together. I got to go with Juventus there, 3-1. In Spain, some great matchups to look forward to next weekend. Barcelona take on Valencia, who have been struggling lately, this whole year actually. Sevilla takes on Atletico de Madrid. That should be a thriller. And Athletic Bilbao take on Real Madrid. Also, Champions League is back this weekend. Some great matchups to look forward to. Bayer Leverkusen versus Tottenham. Juventus versus Lyon. Sporting CP take on Borussia Dortmund. And Barcelona take on Manchester City. What a matchup that's going to be. Also in England next week in the Barclays, Chelsea take on Manchester United. It's Conte versus Mourinho. It's Diego Costa versus Ibra. It's going to be a great match. Can't wait for that one. I'm going to go with Chelsea in that match to win. Also, NFL, some great matchups to look forward to next weekend. Thursday night, NFC North division rival, Green Bay Packers take on Chicago Bears. New England Patriots take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brady versus Big Ben. And the Minnesota Vikings take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Here are my picks. I think Minnesota beat Philadelphia. I don't know. I don't think easily. They don't blow them out, but I think they get the job done. That defense is incredible, and with that offense, no Teddy Bridgewater, no Adrian Peterson, and they're still managing to win games. It's going to be tough to beat Minnesota, especially with that defense, but Carson Wentz, the rookie, has been looking great this year. New England, Pittsburgh, I don't know, man. I have to take New England. As good as Pittsburgh's offense is with Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Marcus Whedon, Big Ben, I don't know, every week they just look more impressive to me, New England. Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches. They've played with 3 different quarterbacks this year, and they won with all 3. Brady last week came back, his first match, threw for 400 yards, if I'm not mistaken. The guy's just, even at 38 years old, the guy's still a gunslinger. And Chicago against Green Bay, I got to go with Green Bay. That Chicago team, to me, they're already eliminated from the playoffs. What are they, 1-4? 0-5? Well, I think 1-4. That Green Bay team, they got too many weapons on offense. They got 2-time MVP Aaron Rodgers. I just don't see them getting the job done. This has been another edition of All In Sports Talk. See you next week.